The agenda for this particular video is to be able to visualize data to prepare object-specific dashboards. Let's look at the problem statement. Once we have performed all the required operations on raw data, our data is in a form and format that is useful for the purpose of analysis. Further, there are several tools that could be deployed in Excel to make more sense out of it and increase the efficiency to deal with the same. Finally, certain visualization tools could be very useful and efficient to create object-specific dashboards in Excel, connecting pieces of information and furnishing a one-stop solution to glean insights from the same. Here we have the income statement, the balance sheet, and the direct cash flow statement pertaining to a particular organization. Given the properties of the following dataset, which is in terms of format, all the pieces have been optimized, all the errors have been removed, which means that all the operations that we learned earlier, VLOOKUP, pivot, etc., could be deployed in order to find any piece of information and glean insight. However, the requirement here is to present all the varying pieces of information in a dashboard or in a visual dashboard form to connect them together and provide a one-stop solution to consume information in a visual and efficient manner. What I'm trying to establish here is, though this format of data is sufficient to understand what is going on with the organization. For example, its income statement, how much it earned, how much is spent, and how much it made on a net basis. Same is the case with its balance sheet. We have the opening and the closing balance sheets. And then we have the cash flow statement as well. The cash flow statement includes the cash received from the buyers, the customers, on a given date and a particular amount. Also, the cash paid to suppliers, the cash paid to employees, paid towards SG&A, insurance, and so on and so forth. So idea is try to put all of that together in our dashboard, that too in a visual manner. Why is that important? A visual dashboard is a much more efficient manner to consume information and glean insights out of it. And second, it presents data in such a manner that gleaning insights out of it becomes much more easier. For example, so here I have an income statement, which is basically in rows, the numbers, and let me now try to incorporate that in a visual manner. I can go to the Insert tab and use all the available tools that I have in order to visualize the given data. Let's say that we start with a line chart. I click on the option which gives me a line chart, place it where I want it to be. And as of now, you see there is no visualization because I'll have to select certain data in it. I right click on the same, go to the option select data, chart data range, and go to the income statement where I want to pick my data from. As of now, I want to include the head and the amount. Let's include the entire data set till, let's say, net income and click OK. Now you see the visualization that you obtained here is meaningless. That means two things. One, there is no particular format to a dashboard or a visual dashboard. First, the kind of charts and the visualization tools that you're going to deploy will depend on the objective. Second is a particular visualization form may make sense in a particular data set or a particular data context, but not in the other. So here, a line chart, which is a general and frequently utilized data visualization tool, does not make any sense at all. So what's the solution here? We'll try to change the chart type and try to see which one is more meaningful for our objectives here. Let's go to columns, and if I move my mouse, I get the preview to see what kind of chart will be created out of it. And this is something which I could include in my dashboard. Why? Because it depicts all the items from the income statement in a visual manner, in a bar chart. Let's try to tweak it a little bit to make it more efficient for our own objectives. Here, this particular chart now converts everything in a visual form. However, I may not need all the items which are available here. So let's try to make it more meaningful for our users. Right click on it, select data, and remove all those items that I don't need. So let's say I don't need COGS. I don't need this head. I don't want to see breakup in terms of salaries, SG&A, insurance, depreciation. Next thing that I want to see is operating income. So I want to see revenue, I want to see gross profit, I want to see operating income. I'll check on that. I also want to see, let's say, a couple other heads, including earnings before tax and net income. Let's say these are the items I want to club together for a better perusal, and here I go. Now I see that this visualization tool helps me put the numbers in the form of a picture, right? So, and I also have the option of adding the data labels to the same. So I see what is the revenue amount, the gross profit amount, operating income. And let me reiterate one thing, that any dashboard will depend on the objective. So let's say this is a little dashboard we're trying to create for our CFO to readily consume the financial statements, that too in a visual manner. So this could be seen as analysis of income statement in the form of the bar charts. Let's format it a little bit, remove the boundaries or the borders. Let's also remove the grid lines, right? Again, you could have tried to present it in any other manner possible. So let's see if there is anything else or any other format which is more suitable for our objective. I could have used this, but that probably would change the way my data is presented. So yeah, I think this is the perfect way to consume this particular data set, and then try to look at other forms as we move along this dashboard. All right. So this is the analysis of income statement that I have included here. What else I would need in order to visually consume a particular set of financial information? Let's also include the balance sheet items here. Let's perform an analysis of assets. Let me simply copy this because this is already formatted. Right click on it, select data. Now, in the chart data range, let me select the combined balance sheet. Let me first start with the assets and their opening and closing balance. Let's say that I want to look at all the items except for the blanks, except for the total current assets. I don't want to look at the cumulative depreciation, total non-current assets, and just the broad heads. So I click on that, and this is what is the output for the same. And this makes sense. Why? Because it includes both the opening and the closing numbers for these asset classes on the asset side. Now, this is the analysis of assets. We can repeat the process for the liabilities and the equity side. However, for anyone who will come across this database or this dashboard, we want to leave a legend as well. Right now, we don't know what blue and amber bars stand for. So we'll format it a little bit. We'll go to chart design, add chart element, and the legend. Let's put it at the bottom. So now this is self-explanatory to anyone who will come across this, that the opening and the closing balance for a particular year for all the broad asset heads, including cash, marketable securities, inventory, prepaid insurance, and so on and so forth, is available. And it's clearly visible that the inventory balance has gone down, while account receivables have come into existence from a zero balance in the beginning. Let's add a data label to them as well. Here we go. and we'll have to fidget with it a little bit, and that is something you would do on a database, on a dashboard, when you're converting a database into a dashboard in order to achieve what is strictly required there. So maybe if I increase the size of it, I'll be able to see both the opening and the closing numbers simultaneously.